But now we'll just do some fight predictions before we end the show for you guys. UFC 267 is now. Who do we have next week, Alex?
I believe we still have Antonio Simmons.
Okay, we can do our UFC 268 fight predictions after that. So we'll have Antonio Simmons on next week, and we'll do
And
our
we also have
predictions.
Trayshawn Gore. We also have Trayshawn Gore.
When is that? So maybe we should do Trayshawn first and do the fight predictions then. Well, anyway, whatever. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, UFC 267 this weekend, November 6th? No, October 30th. October 30th is UFC 267. We got Jan Blachowicz versus Glover Teixeira. Glover Teixeira really hard earning that title shot against Jan. What do you think is going to happen there?
So, all respect to Glover. I feel like he earned that title shot. But I think Blachowicz will be a step too much for him.
Yeah.
And I think Jan's going to win.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough not to say Blachowicz. But, and because it's 5 rounds, Glover, yeah, he's a big finisher. I think he has like the most finishes in light heavyweight history or something like that. Blachowicz is still a young guy. Blachowicz is still very good on the ground. Like people think that Blachowicz is more of a stand-up guy, but his first passion, his first love was jiu-jitsu, and he got into jiu-jitsu first. And he's won some tournaments and things like that, and he's been able to finish guys on the ground. Glover, don't get me wrong, the guy's sick on the ground, and his boxing has improved. We've seen it, right? And ever since he lost to John, he's been kind of like on this run. Like I don't know what it is, if he's changed coaches or whatever the case may be.
I think his path to victory for Glover would have to be on the ground.
On the ground, I don't think he has the advantage. I think that his advantage is to stay away, is to keep distance and box. I really think that's his advantage.
You think he's going to butch with the Polish power?
Because I don't think that he's going to be able to go up against Jan Blachowicz on the ground, who's just as strong, faster, and younger. We have to take these into consideration. These are facts. These are how can I say them? These are tools. These are instances that we can take and look at them and be like, this is the reason why Jan's going to win. And I think that's the case. Listen, money tells me to put it on Glover, realistically. Like the line, I don't know what it's at now, but it was heavy on Jan before. I'm checking right now. It was heavy on Jan before, and I don't want people to think that like Glover is a pushover or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. When I look at this card and I look at this fight, I think to myself, it has to be Jan. But when I look at the money, it's like, how can I not want to go on Glover here? Let me find it. I have it right here. Let me pull up my Excel sheet. Where'd it go? I just had it here.
Terry Betts.
Terry's bets. I haven't done one in a while. Maybe I'll do it for this one. Jan Blachowicz.
I just can't go with Glover.
So it's plus 233 for Glover. Like, I think I'm doing that.
I don't trust it.
And Islam Makhachev. Okay, we'll get to Makhachev after. Okay, so you're on Jan. I'm on Jan as well. Money on Glover. Realistically on Jan. I think people, gamblers know what I'm talking about. So we'll get into that. Sandhagen versus Jan. What do you think there?
Bro, you already know my choice. It's Peter Yan, the rightful champion.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Who's gonna beat Sterling after this fight. So Jan's gonna beat Sandhagen, no doubt in my mind, by KO.
Yeah, I think. I mean, that's a high possibility. I think.
Yeah, my money's on Jan KO.
I think my money's on Sandhagen plus 190. That's 100%, and my mind is on Sandhagen. Heads up. I really think he beat TJ. He outboxed TJ, who's one of the best boxers in the world in MMA. He outboxed TJ, not outboxed him, but he did really well. He broke his knee. He hurt him on the ground with TJ's black belt. Like, I know Jan is a machine, but there's also little moments that I see of Jan that were Aljo could have taken advantage of, hesitated. Where Sandhagen, I feel like if he doesn't take that approach, that like he kind of took it easy against TJ from what I saw. And
TJ, the thing with him is that he hasn't fought in a while.
Yeah, Octagon rust is a thing, right? But I don't think it affected TJ that much because they're still fighting all the time. They spar. Like TJ's a heavy spar. He's known to be a heavy sparrer. So like he's still going all these rounds. But yeah, so maybe Octagon Rust could have been a thing there. But I see Sandhagen as a champion. I really do. I see him winning the fight against Jan and then beating Sterling, and then Jan fights Sandhagen for the belt.
Well, what's going to happen with TJ though? Because TJ has to fight.
TJ fights Jan
for the belt.
No, I mean, I'm saying, so if let's say Sandhagen wins, okay? Let's say Sandhagen wins. TJ just had knee surgery, so he's not ready for almost a year. He just had ACL surgery, like maybe.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, right after he got injured in the fight, and right after the fight, he got surgery. So he's fresh off knee surgery. So he's out for like 8-9 months, just like our buddy Brady is. So Cody wins. I keep on calling him Cody. Corey wins. So Corey wins. Corey wins. He fights Aljo for the unification bout. And then if he beats Aljo, which I think he will, then he fights Jan again. If he beats him. I think that's what's going to happen. And then TJ will fight the winner there, or he'll fight Aljo, or he'll fight whoever else is coming up. Maybe Brady. Hopefully
Brady.
Who knows? Yeah, soon enough.
Who knows?
Okay, actually, I have a question for you. Out of all the MMA fighters we've had on the show, we've had Ayman Zahabi, Brady today. We're going to have Tresean Gore next week. We've had Andre Petrosky.
Mandel's my favorite.
Mandel. Who else have we had on? Louis. We had Louis Sanudakis. Who do you think is the first one to have a belt?
Who's going to get a belt?
A belt. So we'll say out of the top three. So out of top four, one PFL, UFC, or Bellator, which one of those guys is going to be a champion first?
Oh, fuck. Well, since Mandel, he doesn't get much fights all the time, I'll have to go with Brady.
Brady's a good one, but I think Mandel is more likely to win at Bellator than Brady is, because Brady's in the UFC right now, right? And he's still young.
Well, Mandel's not even ranked right now.
I know, but in Bellator, they can just put him in a tournament and he'll end up winning.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they do tournament stuff.
Yeah, that could happen.
I think Mandel is the first one to wear it. And that's nothing against anybody else. You know, Tresean Gore. I can't wait to talk to him next week too.
Petrosky, who knows? Maybe, but he has a mountain to climb.
Yeah, me. He hasn't fought me. He still hasn't accepted my fight yet. I'm coming for you, Andre. I'm coming for
you. Obviously, Adesanya and all that.
Yeah, it's a tough division now.
Yeah.
Apparently, Adesanya and Whitaker is going to be in February for 271 in a Canadian city or Seattle.
It's gonna be Toronto.
Fuck, I should have asked Brady about Seattle if he would rush to get into that. I think that's why he said he was going to fight in February, because it was in Seattle. So, but anyway, he can't fight there anyway.
Probably.
Next fight, Dan Hooker, Islam Makhachev, your boy.
I'm going with Islam.
I'm going Hooker. The reason why I'm going Hooker.
Typical response. I knew
why.
That.
Why is it a typical response?
Because Terry doesn't want to go for the guy who has the most skill.
That's not true.
Yeah,
I used to root for GSP all the time.
Yeah, because you were his fanboy. That's why.
Not even. I just thought he was good. I go for Usman all the time. I put money on Usman all the time. John Jones, like I ride the guys who I think are good, and I think that Dan Hooker was a problem for Khabib. And that's why he never fought him. And is going to be a huge problem for Makhachev. The only reason why he's fighting right now is because nobody else wants to fight Makhachev. And Hooker's like, I'll fight this fucking guy on 1 month notice. I'll fight this fucking guy. He stayed in here. He stayed in the country to fight him. He didn't go back to New England. He stayed in the country to fight him. I'm going Hooker with this, especially at this line. Plus 466. Get the fuck out of here. That's completely disrespectful to a guy like Dan Hooker, the hangman Hooker.
Okay, so first of all, Islam is being coached by Khabib, who's currently undefeated as coach and undefeated as a fighter.
Oh, okay.
So
hey, Wayne Gretzky, how good of a coach was he?
Yeah, but Wayne Gretzky's a different story.
Why? My point I'm trying to make is just because you can do it doesn't mean you can coach.
Coaching a team and coaching a guy are two completely different things.
It's coaching. When you coach if you don't have the ability to coach, then you can't coach a one person.
Okay, but if you're coaching a team that has one
I know this as a professional coach.
And the rest are bozos. You have one superstar, and a bunch of bozos. You think you're gonna win something?
But what do you mean? He couldn't coach the team.
Yeah, he was coaching the Arizona Coyotes.
I know
Okay,
what he was coaching.
one of the worst
So
organizations
why
ever.
didn't he get a job after then? If he was so good, why didn't he get a job after then? Because he's not a good coach. Look at
Because he didn't
all
want to.
look at all professional
He
coaches.
refused.
All
He
professional
refused to
coaches
coach.
weren't successful athletes. Every single one of them. Do as I say, not as I do, right? Like it's a thing. It's a real thing. Like for real. I coach a team of salesmen. I'm an awful salesman. I coach a team of salesmen. They're great because I can motivate them. It's all about motivation. If Khabib, listen, I'm not saying Khabib is a bad coach. I'm saying is we can't assume he's a good coach because he's undefeated. That's what I'm saying.
But he's 6-0 as a coach.
Yeah, sure. Because he has really good fighters under him.
Yes.
If I coached Islam Makhachev, I'd be fucking 6-0 also. If I coached Usman Nurmagomedov, I'd be fucking 6-0 also. You know what I mean? Like these guys are built different. That's for sure. He is an easy job as a coach. It's like me. It's like how can I put this in perspective? They're
Bro,
not fighting,
Dagestan wrestling, bro. Dagestan wrestling.
but they're not fighting at championship level yet. So championship level doesn't reward. If you're not fighting at championship level, it doesn't reward the coach. It rewards the fighter. Championship level, you can reward both. That's the way I see it. And Islam Makhachev, as good as he is, as great as he is, as dominant as he is, this is a tough fight for him. It's not an easy fight.
Well,
By
look,
no
it
stretch
is
of the
not an easy
imagination.
one. It's not an easy fight, but Islam's gonna try to put this fight down on the ground, on the mats, and that's where he's gonna get his points. He's not gonna let Hooker kick him with his left leg or right leg, whichever one it is.
Yeah,
Because I know Hooker's good on stand up.
great.
I'm not sure about I'm not sure about his ground game, but I know Islam ground game is like elite.
Well, listen, for the fact that Islam is at minus 700 here, that's a complete insult to somebody like Dan Hooker, who's shown everybody that he's a gamer. Yeah, he got KO'd by Chandler. Okay. Shit happens. People get caught. The guy's a brawler. Makhachev hasn't fought a guy like Hooker, and that's the difference. So I'm going heavy on Hooker at plus 466. I'm going to take that right now because what's happening now is that everybody's betting on Makhachev, so the line is moving. Slap a nice full unit on there. Nice little full unit there. So yeah, go
Next
ahead.
fights.
So the next one we got Volkov and Tibura. Marcin Tibura.
I think look, Volkov,
Coming off
great
that win.
fighter.
Yeah.
Great fighter. But I think Marcin is coming up in his division.
This
in
is the
heavyweight
thing.
division.
I agree with you, and this is the thing about Volkov is that with Volkov, it's he's a good fighter, puts on a great showing, but he's missing that like additional killer instinct. You know what I mean? Like a guy like Tibura has, which I'm going heavy on Tibura's too. I'm gonna go full unit on Tibura.
Obviously, and for me, Volkov, I see him the same way as I see Alexei Oleinik. I think he's going to be a journeyman where he's going to fight for a good amount of time. Like he's not going to be stopping fighting anytime soon. He's going to fight like every 3 months.
Yeah, I agree.
So
this fight that I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, so we're both going Tibura on this one. Zhang Lang Li. I don't know if it's Li Zhang Lang or Zhang Lang Li against Hamzat Chimaev. Hamzat, come twat. He's finally out. Everybody wants this guy fight. Everybody wants to.
Kamzat.
Yeah, some of the best nicknames are about this guy online. I have nothing against the guy. I think he's a great fighter, but like the nicknames on his name are unbelievable. Some of them are the funniest things ever. Come twat was the funniest one. So
I think he's gonna win.
Yeah,
Hamzat's gonna win.
However, but Zhang Lang is like a fucking brawler, tough motherfucker. Like it's gonna be a sick fight.
Yeah, but look, Hamzat, his past 2 fights, bro, he just dominated his opponents.
Yeah,
like 0 chance to the opponent. He just knocked them the fuck out.
Yeah, it's true.
So, look, maybe Lee's gonna make a difference. And I know Hamzat had COVID, and he was like literally, he was spitting blood because at one point. So I'm not sure if he's going to be the same. I'm pretty sure he's going to be the same guy, but it's a thing to watch out if he's going to be, a little bit more careful or not. But I'm expecting him to be a bit more careful because I know Lee's a great brawler. So
He's a brawler, and I think he's like a judo guy. Like in the stand up game, he's good. We got Magomed Ankalaev against Volkan Ozdemir, which is another sick fight. Ozdemir,
Ankalaev,
yeah,
everything on Ankalaev.
everything on Ankalaev. Even though it's like he's a heavy favorite at -334. Um, yeah, I think heavy favorite. Nothing against Volkan. I think ever since Volkan lost to DC, he hasn't really like he kind of slowed down his comeuppance, as they would call it. But he ranked number 8, fighting Ankalaev. I think this is a clear message to the UFC. Like Volkan, if you can't win this fight, then you're done. Because Ankalaev, yeah, for real. If Ankalaev is on his way to a title shot, like he's a few fights away from a title shot, and deservedly so. The head fight of the prelims is actually a sick fight. It's Verna Yandi Roba. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I saw her for the first time fight maybe 2-3 months ago. And I was like, this girl is impressive beyond belief. I know this because I lost money to her. And she's fighting Amanda Ribas, who I'm really high on as well.
Oh, yeah, Amanda Ribas I'm really high on. I think I'm going on Verna. She's going to keep impressing.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's see here. Let's do our boy, man. Andre Petrosky. He's at -225. He's fighting Hu Yao Zhang. Never heard of this guy before. We know
Petrosky by submission.
Yeah. So Petrosky. You know what? I think I'm going to go Petrosky by TKO. I think he pushes him against the fence, gives him a little of the,
a little bit of a ground and pound.
Yeah, a little ground and pound. And then after, maybe he can accept my call out, and then I'll be able to fight Andre Petrosky because he's a better looking human than me, and I have to fight for the honor. I have to fight for my girlfriend's honor because she's looking. So, Andre, this is a shout out to you, my buddy. Win this fight. Good luck. I think you'll do well. I think you'll do great. But at the end of the day, you still got me waiting for you, buddy. We'll see. We'll see you after the fight.